Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. I don't even think I said choice properly. I think I said choice, like with an R in there. I don't know. It's a tongue twister sometimes. But y'all know what it is. All right, today, as you can see, I'm alone. Also, Agent Be Ghetto because when you age and you be tired, it shows. So y'all see like these bags up underneath my eyes and my dark spots. And seasonal acne is a thing for me. So every time the season changes, my acne be like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Put my phone on do not disturb chat. All right. So in the title, it says my life is transitioning because it is true, people. It is true, and I want to jump into it. But before I jump into it, I want to first shout out to my alma mater. I think that's how you say that word. Words are hard sometimes. Today, words are just very hard for me. So just bear with me, okay? But Georgia State, stand up. I've had this sweatshirt since college. If I ever outgrow it, I'm just gonna like cut the sleeves so I can still fit it. It's just a part of me. Even if I get like really fat one day, I'm just gonna make it a sports bra. Like, listen, this sweatshirt is a part of me, okay? I have owned it for almost a decade now. So, oh crap. Oh my God. I just realized it is 2022. I graduated college December of 2012. Yo, I'm old. It's been a decade, almost a decade out of college. What? Mind blown. That's crazy. I'm freaking old. Anyway, kind of flows into my life is transitioning. So, before I jump into the topic and just let you guys know some changes are coming for myself and my blog and everything it is, I want to talk about Lizzo's new show, Watch Out for the Big Girls. They really should make me an ambassador because I'll howl it to the moon that this show was freaking incredible. It is on Amazon Prime. If you are a Prime member, you get screening for Amazon Prime Video for the free ski. So hop on there, and it's 8 episodes. They're so good from beginning to end. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say this show is about positivity. I've never seen such a positive reality show because because it was a competition show because they're battling to be one of Lizzo's dancers. But Lizzo, honestly, I have more respect for her now. I was a fan of her music before, but like I didn't really follow her on Instagram because honestly, I think it's human nature to be judgmental even when you're not trying to. And I think a lot of the times, her being naked all the time, I was like, oh, here she go. Now one thing I can say, a lot of people be like, oh, Lizzo's naked because she's insecure. I never thought that. Here's why. Some people just like being naked. I'm some people. Now, I don't like the full experience of being naked, but I don't like wearing clothes. Meaning like, in the summertime or walking around the house, it's very likely that you're going to see me in a crop top, sports bra, and some shorts. I don't like wearing clothes like that, fam. That's why, like, I'm not built for winter. I don't like clothes for real like that, fam. Like, if I can wear some shorts, if I can get me a little cute little short set every day, that's what I'm in. So I hate that we assume just because someone doesn't wear a lot of clothes that means they want attention. No, some people just like being naked. And it just is what it is. It has nothing to do with other people. Like, we just don't like wearing clothes. So I think I was more so kind of like, is she just an extra person? Do I not? I didn't understand Lizzo. That's more so what it was. And I wasn't really connecting because I'm like, I don't know, whatever. But after this show, I understand her more and I'm a bigger fan. And I just love how this show really brought breakthrough, even to myself. Like, I found myself teary-eyed watching the show. And a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that dance was my first love. In high school, I was on a dance team. In college, I auditioned to be a Sierra dancer. If you knew Sierra at the height of her career, you know that she was like the Beyonce at the time, meaning like for dancers, you wanted to be a Sierra dancer because they were like the best, right? So, yeah, that was just, of course, Beyonce is Queen Bee now, so that's like the goal. But yeah, so it was interesting to watch for me just because it was just so positive. Do yourself a favor, like if you struggle with self-image, no matter what size you are, if you struggling with confidence in any regards to how you look, please watch the show because you're going to get a breakthrough point blank in the period, right? So this kind of ties into my subject for today, but I'm gonna swing back and connect the dots later on. But my life is transitioning. What I mean by that is like in the physical, not yet, but eventually, yes. I'm not going to say eventually. I'm going to say soon because I'm doing the mental work first in order for the physical work to be manifested, right? So, before I talk about me personally, I want to talk about my blog, Single Women Chronicles. So, I started Single Women Chronicles in 2015. Really kind of 2014, but I really officially launched in 2015. And I started it because I was always the single friend, and I just got tired of people who were serial monogamous giving me unsolicited advice because they didn't know what they was talking about anyway. Because if you always in a relationship, you don't know this life, fam. Like, you don't know this life. You don't know. So I wanted a safe space for single women who just so happen to be single for longer periods than other people to, get advice, to listen to my stories or whatever, right? But I was in my early 20s at the time. So I had a lot of stories. I had a lot of setbacks. I was a hot mess. So the men I dated were hot messes. So it was very entertaining, right? Like, so it was just more so storytelling for me. I have a PhD in F-boy, so just telling you like different things that you could do to kind of like discern if it's a person who you should be dating or shouldn't be dating, or like those kinds of things, right? So it surrounded dating and what it felt like to be single in the romantic aspect, right? But then at 24, I ended up getting saved. If you don't know me, I did not grow up in church. I always felt God's presence, but like accepting Christ as my savior did not happen until I was 24. So in that, I didn't instantly. Now, when you get baptized, because I had got baptized at that time at 24, you don't automatically stop doing what you used to do. You still be wilding most of the time because spiritual growth is a process. It's not like an everyday thing. But my pastor, Pastor Craig L. Oliver of Elizabeth Baptist Church, says you're not sinless when you get saved. You just sin less, right? And so at the time, I was working as a bottle waitress. I was working full time. I was dating. I was at the time very low in self-worth, very low in self-esteem. So I just really like wanted a relationship, and I thought a relationship would mean happiness for me. So I ended up in one in my low self-esteem state, and that just wasn't the best ideal. And in the midst of this is me just coming to Christ and just really praying, whatever. So I'm saying all that to say, as my life began to transition, so did my blog. So it stopped being about being single romantically and started more so being about how do you feel as a single? Do you feel whole? Do you feel high in self-worth? Do you feel high in self-esteem? Do you feel like being in a relationship will make you happy? And if you do feel those things, like, let's explore that. Let's dig deep. in the midst of that as well, I was getting my degree in positive psychology. If you don't know what positive psychology is, that's the study of positive emotions. So, excuse me if I'm burping, child. Listen, when you turn 30, the body does what it wants. And sometimes my body just burps and I have no idea when it's coming. And I really don't like it, but I've just learned to accept it. So bear with me. So anyway, so I'm getting my degree, so I'm just learning myself. And so my content kind of started shifting too, because I'm dealing with spiritual growth. So that, as well as getting my degree, so really discovering how low in self-worth I was, how low my self-esteem was, how I did not love myself. And then just being in a relationship that was not healthy. So just learning all these things about myself. So my content more so shifted towards like looking inwardly, building your self-esteem, building your self-worth, how to watch out for certain relationships and how that can tear you down, how to recover from that. That's, how to X Your Ex was born. My book, shameless plug, get it on Amazon and everywhere else. So yeah, so coming out of that, as you know, I've been celibate. It'll be 5 years this month, actually. So I started talking more about celibacy and that and what that comes with and just everything like that, right? So I know I'm rambling, but I'm going somewhere here, okay? Bear with me. So at that point, after like getting out of the relationship, being celibate for so long, still waiting on my husband, still waiting on, him to come, and constantly thinking like, I'm ready, I'm whole. And then God slapped me in the face and be like, you still got this to work on. You have this to work on. So it was just more and more and more. And so I just kind of got lost with like, where do you want to go with Single Women Chronicles? Because it's like, at one point, I stopped focusing on the creativity part, and it felt like a job that I needed to monetize. So I just started just trying a whole bunch of different things. And I feel like at one point for me, it became inauthentic and I would fall off because it just felt like so much work. And I believe when you get to that point where you're chasing money, you're not really chasing the passion, and you fall out of your flow, and that's when you kind of lose it. So I kind of had to reset. That's why the past few years I've been inconsistent, because it's been like a question mark on like, where do you want to go now? You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to do? I know I still want women to understand that they are still wonderful even when they're single. My motto still stands. It's a beautiful choice, not a miserable circumstance. I don't care what society tells you in their ghetto toxic relationships. Like, no, most of us are actually happier and more whole beings, as single. Not saying you're not if you're in a relationship. I'm just speaking on being in this position because I've been here for a while. And so, yeah. And then I'm not going to lie, you do start comparing yourself and like looking out to see left and right. Like, what are my counterparts doing? And unfortunately, a lot of my counterparts are men. Men give women advice and women listen. And because a lot of the time, again, I'm all over the place. Here's the tough part for me, myself, and I. Because ultimately, I'm more passionate about women healing 100%. Women actually loving themselves beyond a man. Women actually being who they are and feeling powerful no matter what society is telling you, because we live in a society that sets these stupid standards that actually set us backwards, because the standards that they be setting literally makes everyone feel bad about themselves. Like, even the people who fit the standards or the norms still be feeling bad. So it's so backwards, right? It's so freaking backwards. But I'm more so focused on, how do you grow internally? How do you do the hard work? And that's not sexy. That's not what people want. We live in a microwave society where people want instant gratification. So it's always been a tension for me in my content creation, because I know what to do to get the views. I know what to talk about to get the post to go viral, but I don't want to do that because that's not authentic to me. It's just not. As well as right now, it's so much tension amongst men and women, so all the content is bashing and pointing fingers, and I'm just exhausted with it. Like, I don't want to talk about bringing nothing to the table. I don't want to talk about who don't like black women today. I don't want to talk about, who said what, who slapped who. I don't want to talk about how bad it is, and I'm just tired. I'm just tired of that. And me, my life is transitioning, because I say that because I've been in this holding pattern for a while, and a long time I thought it was God. And I do think at one point, it was a point where God is like, I need you to be still because I need you to work on some things. But honestly, I think the past 1 to 2 years has been more so me. God has been waiting on me, because in my wilderness experience, in the time where I was basically being prepared for whatever my next is, the devil really, it says the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He really stole a lot of my confidence. He stole a lot of my faith, a lot of my trust, because I kept trying things and I was going hard, but I kept feeling like a failure because nothing was moving, fam. Like, and it was heartbreaking. Even the Bible says, what is it? A dream deferred makes the heart sick. Or I think it's that. But it's something like that. It's in Proverbs, I believe. But yeah, like, my heart just got sick, and I was so mad at God, and I was just resentful and just bitter. And so even though I recovered from that, I forgave God for my perspective being wrong, and, understanding that he does love me. He wants what's best, and certain things, it's just, we don't understand because his ways are not our ways, But I realized, like, I never got my confidence back. I never got my faith back. My doubt was, like, strong, especially, like, when it comes to dating. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very confident. I love myself. I know I'm lit. But sometimes I do get upset, frustrated with the process, because I'm like, yo, I've done the work. I've fought, like, I look good. Like, I work out, I care about my fashion. I know I be looking busted and disgusted on here. But when it's time to go outside, baby, I understand the assignment. Like, come on, fam. Like, no, I don't, like, I'll dress it up and make it real for him. Like, so it's like, sometimes I don't understand why I am still single. And that gets frustrating. But I don't stay there. And I just think more so about what it means for me. Okay, what else can I be working on? What else can I be focused on? If I can't, have that part of my life, and that's fine. Like, how can I envision what it's going to look like in the future and create that picture, but also still be chasing my dreams? And if I'm telling you the truth, honestly, I don't think I would be 100% fulfilled in a relationship at this point in my life, even if the relationship was wonderful. But right now, my career isn't where I want it to be. So I still don't think I would be fulfilled. And I think sometimes maybe that's why I haven't met my person, because God wants me to be fully whole. And I don't know if I can feel fulfilled 100% in myself until my career is where I want it to be. But yeah, it's not right now. So going back to the Lizzo Watch Out for the Big Girls, watching that was really powerful for me, because, again, dance was my first love. And I stopped dancing because I was listening to outside sources tell me, you need to get a real job because you've graduated college. And then at the time, my size was bigger than a lot of the dancers at that time. Like, right now, it's beautiful in the dance atmosphere because you could be any size and be successful and get an opportunity. But back then, it was like skinny, slim, whatever, right? So, and then I also took rejection personally. I wasn't the girl that if I got if I didn't make this team this year, I was going to try out until I made it. Nah, if I didn't make it this year, I just wasn't going to make it because I wasn't trying out again. So I realized a lot of times in life, I only did what was easy. And a lot of things come easy to me. I'm not going to lie, because I'm really talented. I'm also very, I'm a hustler. I'm very resourceful. So things, when they come easy, I just be like, okay, I'm going to go with that, right? Because I felt like if I'm supposed to do it, it's supposed to be easy, right? But no, that's not what life is. And honestly, everything I really want to accomplish is not easy. Like, I want to be a New York Times bestseller. That's not easy. I want to write for TV shows. That's not easy. I want to have a talk show. That's not easy. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be a full-time speaker. That's not easy. So the things that I want to do are not easy, and they cause levels of hard work that most people are not willing to do because it takes time. There's no actual roadmap to it. You literally just gotta leap and just figure it out along the way. So it's like right now my life is transitioning because I'm in this uncomfortable place where I can't, I'm uncomfortable where I am. And it's also uncomfortable to move and progress and level up. So if I'm going to choose my heart, I would rather choose the heart that's moving forward than the heart that's staying still. Because honestly, to be honest with you right now, if I stay in the position that I am now, I'm going to end up strung out on somebody's drugs. Because it's just so uncomfortable here. Like, bruh, I can't do it. So I realized that my mental has to change first. It says, be not conformed by this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And so lately I've been just listening to Les Brown. I've been in the morning, I've been pulling out all of my books that I kind of put to the side and just really working on self-development. I'm starting therapy again on Wednesday. And I'm just really trying to get unstuck. Just like get out of this spot I've been trying to fight so hard to get out of. And oh Lord, it's been a fight, right? So in the transition of that, it's kind of like, where do I want to take Single Women Chronicles? Again, I can't give y'all what everybody else is giving y'all. I can't keep talking about how somber and sad dating is, because if I keep talking about it, I'm going to be here forever. I have to start creating a happy future for myself romantically in my mind. And in order to do that, I have to stop taking in all of that negativity and thinking about my past and I'm sick of that. No, I don't want to do that anymore. So I really just want to focus on what it means to be single all around. And it's more than just the romantic part. It's like living your dreams, embracing your body, loving who you are, loving yourself, going out with your friends, like getting financially right, getting physically right, getting mentally right, getting emotionally right, taking girls trips, going like, that's what it's about. Like, it's not just about the romantic side. Now, I still don't know what I want to do. That's why I'm on here. But I was thinking, like, as far as the podcast concerned, I could stop, but I don't really want to stop. I just thought like maybe I can just, because I don't know what's at the other end of this transition. I don't know. I just know it's greatness. I just don't know what that greatness exactly is going to look like. But I just thought like maybe I can just start taking y'all through my journey, because in the morning, my routine is I wake up, I pray, I go to the gym. When I'm in the gym, I listen to a motivational speak or a sermon, right? And usually in those moments, that's when I really have an encounter with God. And I have these revelations and these ideas and some funny stories at the gym. So I'm like, maybe I can just come on here by myself, because I honestly was tired of like looking for people to come on with me and do those things. And also I can't give you the juicy topics that you want, but I can take y'all through this journey of transition and figure out what I'm going to do with the blog. I'm not going to quit, even though I've thought about it, because I'm like, I just don't want to be the single girl no more. And in order, I feel like my mind has to think beyond this. And not saying being single like is wrong. I'm just saying I don't want that to just be my identity. And I feel like a lot of the times when you're doing blogs and you put the title Single Women Chronicles, that becomes your identity. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of out of that. And if I'm going to help anybody, I got to help myself first. So I need to get to the other side of this, and I need to be 100% fulfilled. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and say I feel like that, because I don't. And the only way I can get to the other side of feeling fulfilled is in my control. I got to do the hard work. Like, I got to make some sacrifices. I got to do some things, right? So, yeah. And I'm just going to take y'all on this journey. I don't know how long these podcasts are going to be, but I thought like maybe instead of just doing once a week, I can, since my time is going to be shorter, because since it's only me, I can possibly do twice a week. Like Mondays and Wednesdays release, and just coming on here after the gym, you know, looking a sweaty mess, honey, but I'm giving it to you. And just talk about my revelation for that day, my thought process, where I'm going, what I'm doing. And I don't know if that's something y'all want to hear or not, but I'm just going to keep, keep posting and everything like that. But I just want to be authentic. And I realized that I can't do that trying to follow the trend. I can't do that trying to keep up with the Joneses out here arguing every single day. I feel like, Plies, I don't want to argue with you. And everyone's giving me their opinions on what they think I should do. Fam, I don't care. Like, what I mean by that is, like, I hear a lot of people like, well, you should bring men back on, or you should do this. It don't feel right in my spirit. Because again, my goal has never been popularity. My goal is healing and helping women to heal. Because in order for you to be your best self, single or in a relationship, you need to be healed and fully aware of who you are. And that's what I want to help you do, right? So I don't really care. And that's not a sexy topic. Now, we are getting, in the world, we're getting more on self-help and more aware about therapy and emotional intelligence and things like that. So I'm very grateful. But I want to focus on what I'm passionate about, and maybe the popularity will come with that, and that's fine, but I just don't want to chase the popularity. I don't want to chase monetization. Like, I don't want to do that. I just genuinely want to help, because honestly, I feel like when it comes to wholeness, I don't think we'll ever just be 100% whole, but I think we can get very close to that threshold. But I think I'm really like 75%, which a lot of people can't say that. But again, I've done a lot of work. You know what I mean? But I feel like I can get above that 75%. Maybe I'm giving myself too high. 65, 70. I'm somewhere in there, right? I can get to 80, but I have to push through this hard, right? So I have to stop quitting at the hard. I have to stop quitting or getting lazy at the points that I don't like or that are uncomfortable. And I have to do it over and over again until I get to the other side, until I get to the vision that I have, until I get to the vision that God has given me, right? So I just want to take y'all along on a journey. Some days will be beautiful. Some days will be hard. I always thought I was a vulnerable person with you guys. I really am not that vulnerable. I'm more so transparent. So now I think I want to get a little bit more into vulnerability and just reveal more of myself. And I know what comes with that is like me being more confident in who I am. Even though I'm already confident, I think you can always grow it. And I think now I'm kind of getting more comfortable in my voice and being okay that what I have to talk about may not be juicy, may not be sexy, but it's necessary. So yeah, that is where I am, and my life is transitioning. And again, I want to take you guys along on my journey. And yeah, and even though like it sounds all serious, I'm still a jokester. I'm still goofy. I still like very much laugh at my pain. I'm the girl that when I go through something hard, I'm going to still find a way to crack a joke. So yeah, that's just me. But there go another burp. and the old sucks. But yeah, so I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all can always DM me, message me or whatever. But this one I'm on right now, man. This is what I'm on. I'm just tired of being here, and I feel like we have more of a choice in our life than we realize. But we just have to get our minds right, and we have to perspective shift. And even in like the last week, I shifted my There's a whole moth in here. I'm sorry, I take my dog to walk. It's nighttime right now, and moths just be coming up in here. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. See, again, all this ghetto. but yeah, I just want to just do the things that are necessary to get to the other side. That's what I was saying. I've only been listening. I switched up my routine because I used to just listen to sermons, but then I started listening to motivational speakers, and I realized how beneficial that is. Because of course you need to feed your spirit, but you also need to feed your emotional and your mental. So I'm doing all of those things. So my emotional is going to be for therapy, and I'm reading books like Healing the Soul of a Woman by Joyce Meyer. My mental is making sure that when I wake up in the morning, I feel capable instead of inadequate. And that's me waking up listening to Les Brown. That's me waking up, going to the gym, and fulfilling promises to myself. That's me being consistent and doing the things that I know I can do and need to do, right? And then feeding my spirit is me praying every single day, is me writing down and reciting prayers, is me going to church every week, leading Bible study every Wednesday. So yeah, but I'm leaning more in because I think I did not realize how much self-development was important to my own journey, because I think I kind of relaxed on my self-development after like my first year of like celibacy and stuff, because I felt like I kind of had arrived. Because I'm like, oh, we did enough last year, bro. I healed from that relationship. We good, fam. Like, but no, like that has to never stop, because if it stops, you stop. If you stop on your self-development, it's really hard to continue to advance as a person or like accomplish things, because your mental most likely isn't in a space for you to level up, because you're not leveling up your mental. Like one has to happen first in order for the other things to happen. It's all like, they all go together. They're all simultaneous. I've never been able to say that word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay. But all right, that has been it for My Life is Transitioning. Y'all stay tuned. I will drop another one on Wednesday, I hope. Nope, I will, because we keeping promises to ourselves. So y'all gonna see me again. Y'all gonna hear me again, okay? Boop, 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 boop. All right, see y'all later.